Long ago in the land of Israel, there lived a high priest named Eli. He served God faithfully at the sacred place called Shiloh, where the Ark of God was kept. But Eli had two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, and their story became a warning for generations. The morning sun shone over Shiloh. People from villages across Israel came with animals and grain to offer sacrifices to God. Smoke rose from the altar as priests performed sacred duties. Young men in priestly robes moved around the altar. Among them were Hophni and Phinehas. But instead of serving with reverence, the two brothers laughed loudly and acted carelessly. A man approached with a sacrifice. "Priests of God, I have brought my offering." But before the meat could be burned on the altar, Hophni pushed forward with a servant. "Give me the best portion of the meat now." The worshiper looked shocked. "But the fat must first be burned for the Lord." Phinehas stepped forward angrily. "Give it now, or we will take it by force." Fearfully, the man handed it over. People began whispering among themselves, "These priests dishonor God." Inside the priest's chamber, the old priest Eli sat heavily on his chair. His hair was white and his eyes were weak with age. Villagers came to him with troubling news. "Your sons treat the offerings with disrespect." Another man added quietly, "They also behave wickedly with the women serving at the entrance of the tabernacle." Eli's face fell with sadness. Later, he called his sons. "My sons, why do you do such things? I hear evil reports about you from all the people." The brothers looked at each other but showed no shame. If a man sins against another, God may judge him. But if he sins against the Lord, who will intercede for him? But they refused to listen. One evening, a mysterious man of God arrived at Shiloh. He stood before Eli. His voice echoed with authority. "This is what the Lord says. I honored your family to serve as priests, but your sons have despised my offerings." Eli trembled. "Because you honored your sons more than God, judgment will come upon your house." The messenger continued, "Both of your sons will die on the same day." Then the prophet left, and silence filled the room. At the temple lived a young boy named Samuel, who served under Eli. One quiet night, Samuel heard a voice calling his name, "Samuel, Samuel," thinking Eli had called him. The boy ran to the old priest, but Eli said he had not called. This happened 3 times. Finally, Eli understood. "If the voice calls again, say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" When the voice came again, Samuel obeyed. God then told Samuel that judgment would fall upon Eli's family because of the sins of his sons. Years later, Israel went to war against their enemies. Hophni and Phinehas carried the sacred Ark of God into battle, believing it would guarantee victory. But disaster struck. The enemy army defeated Israel. Both Hophni and Phinehas were killed on the same day, just as the prophecy had warned, and the Ark of God was captured. A messenger ran to Shiloh to report the terrible news. Eli was sitting beside the road, waiting anxiously. "Israel has fled from battle, your 2 sons are dead, and the Ark of God has been captured." When Eli heard about the Ark, he fell backward from his seat. The old priest died that day, thus the prophecy was fulfilled. The story teaches powerful lessons. Leadership comes with responsibility. Disrespect for sacred things brings consequences. God values obedience and humility.